Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, short video, I want to discuss a very important thing about trading, and that is market structure. Market structure is just the direction of which the market is going. Okay, so the easiest way, I feel, looking and trying to find out the overall direction or a direction of a trend, and the way I would look to trade would be by just studying the charts. Okay, so the way this is moving, this is clearly an uptrend. We can see that it is moving up. Okay, so if we start from the bottom here, right at the bottom, we've got a lower low. So if we, let me just circle it. So right here is a lower low. A lower low just means it is lower than the previous low. And if we look back, the previous low is here. So this price is lower than that point. Makes perfect sense. It's lower, so it's called a lower low. And to identify market structure is to look where it's going. So we can see that really it hasn't changed direction yet. It's still a lower high because it is lower than the previous high, which is that point there. So we're still market structure looks to be continuing here. At this point, we failed to break the low. So this becomes a higher low because it is higher than its previous low. Previous low is here. That point is higher than this point down here. So I would expect at that point to then change in market direction. So if we then look at the next point, we've got a higher high because it's higher than its previous high, which would have been this point here. That was its previous high, as we called that a higher low, as that is higher than its previous low, which is this point. And then we go from there. So we start seeing a move as like a zigzag. If you draw a zigzag on the screen, it looks a bit like this. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. So that's a zigzag. So if we look at that, and now we've got a higher low. It's still a low because it's lower than the previous high here. So we call that a lower high. It's higher or a higher low. It's higher than its previous low, which is there. That's its previous low. That's its next point. And we can see that now at this point, we would understand that market direction is going to change. So we can then start looking at all of this move all the way up, which is still creating higher highs and higher lows. Here's its higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high. As you can see, at this point, we're still moving in the same direction. Okay, so that is market structure. It's understanding that is it making new highs and not breaking any lows, any previous lows. So then it will be a continuation. So when we get to this idea here, where it does make a lower low because it has broken the previous low, which is this section here. Then we go up, we fail to take out the high. So now we're on a lower high because it's lower than the previous high. Again, we take out the previous low, which is this, so that's a lower low. This point here fails to take out this high, giving us a lower high. And this point gives us a lower low. Overall, this is on the 4-hour chart. So overall, we really still are in an uptrend because until a significant low is taken, and I would look at a significant low probably around about this point here. Okay, so even when we're looking at this point here, really, until I see this point here broken, I'm not 100% sure that this is going to continue going up, because until that high is broken, which is from that high to that low, we're still very, very much unsure. We could still, from this point here, then start to create new lows and come down, start taking out this previous low here. So for me, this is still an uptrend. This is still very much a continuation. This is a slight pullback on the 4-hour. As you can see, we go and take out the next highs up here. We make a new higher high, and now we're back making a new lower low, higher high, lower low, lower high, because it failed to take out the previous high. Again, we're in this same situation that happens over here. We're going to get some sort of pullback. Okay, so we expect pullback. So understanding all of this and then able to identify that it's failed to take out the high, we could see some further downside. And again, we're not looking overall downside now. It's not this low that's significant anymore. It is now this low, because that was the previous, because you can see this low is taken out of these lows here. So this is our overall lower low. And of course, now until this high is taken, that's our higher high. Let me get rid of some of these. We will draw from here to this point as our low. So we know that that is our overall low. Then we draw to the next high point, which is here now, is our high. So now we have that range. Until this area is broken, for me personally, in my opinion, I will still sell. But the risk is a lot higher than I would if I, for instance, waited for this area to break. Once this area is broken, I would then look to sell lower, hold for a little bit longer. But this, at this section here, for instance, where we see that's the higher high, that's its lower low, because it has just taken out all of those lows. So that's our lower low, and that's our lower high, which is lower than the previous high, which is up here. So actually what we're seeing is a potential, because this now actually took its lower low, which took out this low. We now have a potential for a trend reversal. When we get into the nitty-gritty side of things, we would look at this pullback, this down here. We'll look for shorter terms. So then we can look for entries for sell-offs. When we see this fail to take out the high, we just wait for a bit of a confirmation, and then we go from there. So I hope this video has helped. Please like and subscribe. This is market structure. As you know, you could easily just trade by using this and identifying the highs and the lows of each leg as it is. If you think of it as a leg, it's leg up, leg down, leg up, leg down. So again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and share. I'll see you in the next video, guys.